But then he goes, yo, you got to stand on business. When he talked to Will, he was like, you got to stand on business. I think he's just not a man. It's like, stop with all that clown shit. First of all, Vlad don't have no fans. People are fans of the show. Nobody's going, yo, I can't wait to talk to Vlad. Vlad has created a platform that is specifically that black people fuck with because of the content.
Most people don't even know what that nigga looked like, because I didn't know what he looked like till recently.
Exactly.
I had no idea.
The latest stream of In Godfrey We Trust was, as usual, less a podcast and more a freewheeling court session where gossip was the accused, racial double standards were the witnesses, and Michael Rapaport was the recurring punchline. The jury, composed of Godfrey, Dante, and the audience, came prepared to deliberate on respect, jealousy, and why people who claim to love black culture sometimes treat it like a Six Flags ride instead of an actual community. The opening salvo was against gossip. Godfrey, channeling his father's old school code, reminded everyone that men gossiping about men, especially involving someone's family, was a low move. The current example, Vlad TV's recent chat with Lord Jamar, where the personal became unnecessarily public. There was also the sharper jab that certain non-black men who habitually disrespect black men might be carrying the baggage of dating traumatized black women who don't like us and are essentially acting out someone else's revenge fantasy.
Not that dude. I was very nice to you. I was always cool with you. I was cool with Jamar, all of them motherfuckers. And two men gossiping about another man, that's faggoty shit to me. You know what I mean?
We do like to gossip.
You know?
I do.
But you know, I'm just and it's not a disrespect to homosexuals. But my father always said that. He said, you as a man gossiping about another man, you don't do that. You don't fuck with people's women and their family. And he said I dogged his family members. No, I don't dog your family members. I didn't say that. What I said was, you have a black family, you know?
Right.
You have black children, and you're disrespectful to black men. You're disrespectful because you're dating traumatized black women who don't like us, so they take revenge and date you?
Well, it's also a jealousy thing. It's a jealousy thing. He probably feels incompetent compared to y'all, because I get the same vibe from white women with their black husbands and their mixed kids. They hate black women. Yeah. Even though their spouse came out of a black woman.
That's a bar.
They
true.
really do.
It's
a bar.
They'll call you black bitch in a heartbeat.
They hate,
but white men same way.
But it's jealousy.
Then came the roast of Michael Rapaport, a segment long enough to be its own limited series. He was accused of social media clout chasing, selectively defending problematic figures, and doing it all while wrapped in a faux man of the culture blanket. The example, Hulk Hogan's infamous rich black who makes over 100 million comment about who could date his daughter. Rapaport reportedly downplayed it, claimed ignorance of the controversy, a bold move in the age of Google, and somehow managed to position himself as the real victim when backlash hit. Godfrey wasn't buying it, pointing out the improbability of not knowing when there was only one major Hogan scandal to begin with.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's jealousy.
And my thing is like, but you're giving these people, like when Michael Rapaport sitting there praising Hulk Hogan, all this shit with your black wife.
Yo,
like,
pack Mike. Yo, Cole, can I have this one, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Yo, pack Michael Rapaport all the way up, because I'm about to make a video about him. Because first of all, he's one of them people who say shit for clout. Yeah. And he uses social media as a vessel. Yeah. So originally he jumped out the window and started defending Hulk Hogan. Like, we're not going to, this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to have people going to the Hulk Hogan, regardless of the controversial shit.
Regardless of the controversy.
And then when he got all the smoke coming back to him, then he said he didn't know what the controversy was.
So what was he speaking on?
I'm thinking like, okay, so what are you talking about then?
Right.
There was only one controversy, buddy, pretty much.
Only one, right? There was only one.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about, Michael Rapaport? Then he said, I didn't know about the controversy. The only thing you were seeing were people being mad, black people being mad about Michael Hulk Hogan calling black, saying that his daughter should only date a rich black nigga.
Right.
Who makes over $100 million. That's what Hulk Hogan said verbatim. It's on
Yeah, I mean,
it's
But
audio.
also
We heard him
in
saying
this
it.
in 2025, you don't get to play the I don't know card. We all have Google.
Right, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. But it's not even Google, bro. He read the comments and decided to defend Hulk Hogan based off the comments. What were the comments you were reading, bro?
right.
Word.
Reading those comments.
Right.
Because other than that, Hulk Hogan, honestly, for me, as an 80s baby, Hulk Hogan is an icon.
Of
He was
course.
an icon. We love Hulk Hogan.
Damn right.
But black people will pack you all the way up for that shit.
Yeah.
The conversation eventually circled back to DJ Vlad, a man who, according to Godfrey and Dante, seems incapable of telling the same story twice without inflating his role. The flashpoint was a brief hallway exchange at Big Boy's radio station. Godfrey's version, he said, "What's up?" Vlad said, "We got to talk," and Godfrey kept moving because he had somewhere to be. Vlad's version, depending on the day, evolved from a handshake to intense eye contact to Godfrey allegedly running away in fear. This choose-your-own-adventure style of storytelling did little to endear Vlad to the hosts. What followed was a joint dismantling of Vlad's tough guy act. Dante pointed out that it's hard to sell yourself as a street enforcer when your +1 is a visibly protective bodyguard.
Yeah, go ahead, Dante.
I also didn't think, you know, what Will was saying about maybe he was hurt because you wasn't friends. But this is the thing that happens with white dudes all the time. It's like you don't understand at the core there's a racial animus that exists. And so when you cross that line, there's a racial thing, and we're just not going to slide out because you made a mistake. And so the thing that I noticed was the first time he talked about it with Lord Jamal, he was like, Godfrey came out and he put his hand out and shook my hand. So the first time he was trying to say that, yo, you saw him and you gave him a pound right away. And he was like, we got to talk. The second time when I watched the clip with Will, and he was like, I shook his hand and I looked him in the eye.
No,
and then I told him, no, this is what he said. I looked him in the eye and I told him, we got to talk.
That's such bullshit.
The first thing is this. Stop trying to act like, first of all, you're not a gangster when you standing there with your bodyguard. Stop playing.
Right.
You're not in these streets by yourself. So that was never the vibe, and neither was the vibe. The vibe was never gonna be that. But then he goes, yo, you gotta stand on business. When he talked to Will, he was like, you gotta stand on business. I think he's just not a man. It's like, stop with all that clown shit. First of all, Vlad don't have no fans. People are fans of the show. Nobody's going, yo, I can't wait to talk to Vlad. Vlad has created a platform that is specifically that black people fuck with because of the content.
Most people don't even know what that nigga looked like, because I didn't know what he looked like till recently.
Exactly.
I had no idea he looked that goofy.
I never heard somebody say I'm a DJ Vlad fan. They might watch because niggas will fuck with niggas fuck with Housewives of Atlanta. Any fucking ratchet shit, some dirt. Who's doing this? Who's shitting on who shot who? Niggas will follow that up. So nobody's a Vlad person as a person fan.
And so the stream wrapped the way all great In Godfrey We Trust episodes do. Half stand-up set, half therapy session with just enough pettiness to keep it entertaining, but not enough to require legal counsel. By the end, nobody had been, quote-unquote, canceled, but plenty of reputations have been gently disassembled, examined under a flashlight, and put back together with a few screws mysteriously missing. Godfrey had reaffirmed his position as both cultural commentator and unwilling referee for other people's nonsense. Dante slid out with a few parting jabs, and Vlad and Rapaport remained exactly where they started, in the strange purgatory of public figures who were more interesting as cautionary tales than as personalities. The moral, if there was one, was simple. Respect is a currency, and in 2025's social economy, you can't keep overdrafting on it without people calling the bank. Whether it's gossip, clout chasing, or acting like a gangster while flanked by security, the truth has a way of making it to the group chat eventually. And when it does, Godfrey will be there, mic in hand, making sure the receipt is read out loud.